just a tickle more. Nah, that's probably too much. We're gonna take that tickle back out. Welcome back to the channel. It's Sunday afternoon. You know, we had the church thing, and then we had some basketball practice and that sort of thing going on. But we're heading back over to the shop. Beautiful day, 72 degrees, just a light breeze. We did some work on an 08 Super Duty, did some air conditioning work on it the other day. We had another customer's car here. The Fox body, we've still got a couple things to do on it. Yeah, it's running great and looking pretty good today too. We got about 30 hundredths of rain. Not nearly enough, but enough to knock the dust off the Fox body, and it's looking good right there, I'm telling you. But right now we're working on something a little bit older than that, and we're back on the carburetor tray. So we've done recently an Edelbrock, newer Edelbrock, only a couple years old actually. 600 CFM 1406. It's around here somewhere. I put it in a box. It's over in the Blazer actually, waiting to get installed. But that's all rebuilt and happy. And then we did the old Holly one barrel for the 62 Rambler wagon. And same guy collects tractors, and we have a good old Marvel Schebler tractor carburetor. This is updraft carb life, so probably sits like this on what you would normally say is the passenger side. So the front of the tractor's like this, I would guess. Linkages usually go between the engine block and the carburetor, so they're hard to get to because that's the way they did it. So updraft carb, fuel comes in here. There's a bowl of sorts, and then the actual needle sucks, and the vacuum of the engine sucks the air fuel mixture up here. You have a throttle plate here, and then you have a choke plate here. But something is awry with this carburetor. You can see multiple tool marks, and not the kind that help things. It looks like pliers, hammers, whatever else have been kind of knocking on this thing to try and get it to accept fuel. But the owner says, I got spark, I got air, and I'm not getting any fuel. About a 60s, mid 60s probably Oliver. I want to say this is a little bit bigger job here, so probably an Oliver 5000, something like that is what this is going on. We're going to tear it down. We have over here customer supplied. I haven't even cracked the seal on this bad ride yet. We probably should see what this entails. It shouldn't be too overly, you know, parts heavy, but we do have maybe a flea bay-ish. Ooh, looky here. We've got some, yeah, we've got pretty decent, like 3 or 4 pages of instructions. Oh, yeah, that's sticking around. Nice cleaning tools. I think those were maybe supposed to go in there. That bag's empty. And here's our kit. Looks like we've got needle and seat and a power valve and a gasket. Bunch of O-rings, mixture screw looks like it's got a gem nut on the mixture screw. That's interesting. And more bubble wrap. So this is the entirety of the carb kit, and gosh, oh golly, I'm gonna try and talk the customer out of these bad rides here, because I don't have one of these sets yet, and I'm feeling a little giggity about, you know, this little set be very helpful when we're tearing apart any carburetor. Anyway, let's stop rambling. I'm gonna get you right on the tripod here. We're gonna break this thing down. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. Let's get to it. Oh, I don't have any tools out. I started the camera and I don't have any tools out. Looks like mostly slotted screwdrivers though. Okay, for this job, you may or may not need this assortment of tools. There's your tool inventory notation. Looks like a lot of guys put those in their videos. Okay, let's go with okay, mixture screws right here. Looks like, feels like, acts like. Something sounds like maybe a rubber O-ring. I don't know what would give me that idea, but yeah. Oh, okay, yep. Whoosh. Now there used to be an O-ring on there, and now it's kind of destroyed. Other tools you may or may not need to accomplish this particular carburetor rebuild. Okay, that's out. Put him up here. This should just be a sight bowl or a sight opening. Oh no, there's a screen in here. Okay, there's a little. Can it come out? Come on. Okay, are you? No, you don't want to come out. What if I say please? I don't want to ruin you. Well, maybe if I push from in here. Nope. Okay, we'll come back to that. I think if we get a little pair of needle nose, we'll get that out. This should be fuel drain. Should go right back in, down into the carburetor. And we've got something else down in there. I don't know if the kit has one of these. There we go. Okay. Now it's the main jet. Let's see if we can see through it that way. Yeah, I mean, but it's out and it's not mangled too bad. We'll be able to reuse that, no big deal. And we have floaties that aren't floating. There's no, yeah, this is the needle and seat. These things are literally stuck in this shut position. So we're going to slide this pin out, and then we should be able to get those out, and then we're going to have to get to that needle and seat. Okay, there's that. Now, can we finagle? There we go. How's that for a cool float, setup? Pretty neat. Pretty neat. It's kind of Star Wars. Pew 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 pew. Okay, never mind. Back to work. Oh yeah, we've got a. Well, now it's not stuck. It was stuck. This is considered the accelerator pump diaphragm. So let's take it apart. I hope we're not missing something in here. Is a little bit of a concern because there's a springy spline. Yep. Oh no, it's there. Pretty strong one. We are stuck. So accelerator pump is stuck as well. And just a little tickle bit of signs of moisture. We're using vacuum, engine vacuum, or the lack thereof. So give it gas, you lose vacuum on these old time engines, right? And the lack of the vacuum will let that spring take over. So anyway, we've got our accelerator pump, we've got our pump cover, and we've got our spring. Not horribly dirty in there, but that'll get cleaned up as well. So let's run down to the parts washer and give this an initial scrub. We are back from cleaning, and I'll tell you what, pretty proud of this result here. In fact, we're gonna give us a little coat of paint. I don't have Oliver Green, but we've got something I think will look really nice and sharp on this. There's the main body all cleaned up. We did clean out all the little orifices and holes and all the places that stuff is supposed to, whether it's air or fuel, flow through and to. Here's the accelerator pump cover. That's all cleaned up. This is cleaned up. All the little bits and pieces are cleaned up. So we are ready to go back together. There's only one thing we weren't able to do. And on this side of the carburetor, there's a plug. And then there's what's called the minimum fuel jet is down in there. But you can get through it through this side from the power needle side. And you actually get all the way down in there. And I used a little handy dandy tool that was sent with the kit and cleaned all that out, made sure there's no obstruction or nothing in there. So other than that little needle, the only thing that's in here is a plug, and it has been, you know, stripped by a previous attempt at removal and is not going to come out clean. So we're going to start reassembling this and go from there. One thing I didn't show you in the removal process is not only is there needle bearings in the main shaft, but there's a little lip seal as well, and it was retained by a little metal retainer that you got to pop out, and that is included in the kit. So it's just a matter of setting that in there, and then you put that little seal retainer in. So that's good to go. Now before we put this shaft in, we're gonna put some light oil, probably some, should have some like straight 30 weight oil, something like that. We'll put into the needle bearings on both sides just to make sure that they're a little happy. Now for the main fuel nozzle, if you remember, it goes way down in there. It goes in here, and that's what sticks out there, right there. Oh, here, right there. So, and you're gonna have to make a special tool for that, because your screwdrivers usually have hips right here, and so you just take an extra screwdriver and go over to your bench grinder and grind down those hips, and then you can get way down in there farther to tighten that screw. Then the other thing is there's a little gasket on the end of this. That size gasket was not included in the kit. Luckily ours came off nice, so it went back in. You can kind of see in there, it's a little, oh shoot, camera moved on me. It's a little roughed up down in there. I mean, guys, careful. You can get one or two more rebuilds out of this. I don't know about much more than that though. And then we need our little main jet plug. We're going to set some of these gaskets aside while we make sure we have the right one. Remember when we took this off, we had nothing. At least now we have something. Not a lot though. We're gonna have to measure this. Let's see what the constructions say. All right, float set instructions are a little vague, but from what I can tell is you have to look at this flange here and the angle that it's cut going back here, and the angle of the float arms should be the same. And we got to bend this guy up just a hair, but we are there. We might have just a minute adjustment on this side, and I'm telling you, you don't get a lot of movement out of this float. You're either up against the needle or wide open, and that's the floats, you know, hitting the bottom of the bowl. So, but we do have, just like new carburetors, you got to match your holes. You got a hole here, we got a hole here. Make sure that you put your gasket on, because we could technically go like that and things would be very unhappy. So just double check always that all your openings that are supposed to have openings in the gasket, got them. Like it. Get closer and closer. All right, now, so here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna clean this off with brake cleaner a little bit, just to get all the grease and oil from my hands off of it. And then we're gonna plug up all the little holes that we don't want to get paint in, tape this off, plug this up, and we're gonna give this guy a little coat of paint. Okay, pre-paint, we got all the orify holes, that is, plugged, that we don't want paint to get in. And yeah, we're ready to go. We're gonna go hang this in the painting tree and give it a couple coats of the, you know, I don't have, like I said, the Oliver green. What I do have is, and it's already out there, semi-gloss black engine enamel. I think that'll look good. That's what we're going with. Gonna make it look better. Well, I kind of wanted to surprise you, but you got a nice coat of semi-gloss black on the whole carburetor. We finished in, we put the power needle in and the seat for that, and now we're on to butterflies. This kit did come with new screws for the butterflies, so we're gonna try that right now. We've got a rubber seal there. We're gonna put just a little bit of oil on that, and a little bit of oil on this shaft. No. Alright, I spared you the bad words and assorted drama. So all the way off, choke on. Alright, 3 adjustments as far as needles go. This one is the power needle here. That's initial setup 3 turns out. And then idle air, we still have to put our new one in. Let's do that right now. We put the old one in for painting purposes, but we got a shiny new brass one. With a shiny new stainless steel lock nut on it. Ooh, mosquito. So we're going to run that down all the way. We're going to go half, 1, half, and then we're going to put her right where we found her, just a tickle more. So 3 turns on the power needle, 1 1/2. We went about 1 5/8 on the idle air adjustment, and then it also says 1 1/2 open on the throttle screw. So we're going to back this off until we're not touching the roll pin. We're going to bring it in to where we are touching the roll pin, and we're going to go half, 1, half there. Maybe just a tickle more. Nah, that's probably too much. We're going to take that tickle back out. There. So there's our idle, speed. Over here's idle mixture. Down here, nope, wrong side. Down here, power adjustment. So that's it for this one. This might go on the tractor. We might have video, we might not. Appreciate you watching though. This carburetor goes to the customer that also has the Rambler that we did the Holly 1 barrel on. Go up here, check out that video. Thanks for watching. If you got comments, questions, stuff like that on these old updraft carburetors, tippy tap the keyboards, let us know. Click like, bell, subscribe. Catch you on the next video.